Hi guys, it's Lexus. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're in for a little history lesson. Yes, Labor Day is celebrated as a fun time for outdoor barbecues, going on the lake, or sipping with your pals. But did you know that it has a very dark and important history? Well, let's get into it. Labor Day is a US federal holiday that is celebrated the first Monday of September. But did you know where its origins lie? In the Industrial Revolution, conditions were poor. People were dying. It was a very rough time, and labor was not protected. So if you had a job, they didn't really care what happened to you, and there were no laws telling them that they should. It was not a clean time for employment. During the Industrial Revolution, you were likely to face harsh conditions, long hours. Children were working. No one cared what happened to you or the conditions that you were in. Lose a limb, work too many hours, fall asleep at the job, and fall into the meat grinder. No one really cared. It was a lawless land where you needed a job, but it just might kill you. With the Industrial Revolution came the rise of factories and factory work, bringing lots of people in from the farmland and rural areas to the big city. And big cities were dark, dirty, nasty, and opportunities were there, but not ones that were particularly safe. So factory work paid better than perhaps what they have gotten in past, but the risks were there, and people were getting fed up. Strikes and rallies began. People were fighting back. They weren't just going to sit there and take it. They were going to stick it to the big man. But it wasn't that easy. Their cries weren't always heard. So strikes, pausing the work on these big factories, were the only ways that they could get them to listen. Losing money was all they cared about, but losing even more money because their workers were striking was untenable. It even got violent. The Haymarket Affair of 1886, things got violent. In Chicago, a bomb went off during a labor rally. People were getting scared, ready to back down. But those that resisted saw results. Labor unions were on the rise, advocating for the needs and wants of the workers. Getting organized was to their benefit. They were able to properly express what they expected from their employer and what they were no longer going to stand for. The first Labor Day celebration took place in, I'll give you three options: Chicago, New York, or Washington, D.C. I'm giving you time to decide. New York, September 5th, 1882. In New York City, they celebrated the first Labor Day. While not all labor unions had been successful in getting their points across and their laborers protected, some had begun, and they figured that was worth celebrating. I think not getting a limb ripped off in a meat grinder is something worth celebrating, but that's just me. This was organized by the Central Labor Union of New York City. So kudos to them, they were first. Let's throw in a wild card. Which state recognized Labor Day as a holiday for the first time in 1887? It's a very random state that you might not expect. Nevada, Minnesota, or Oregon? I'll give you a moment. Oregon. Oregon is the first state to actually recognize Labor Day as a holiday. In 1894, after the Pullman Strike, a president at the time, which will be your write-in for your answer to the question of which president was president at that time, wrote it into national law to reconcile with the labor unions and show his support. And it is now celebrated on the first Monday of September. So I'll let you write in. It was President Grover Cleveland. Go Grover. So what does Labor Day mean, and what does it mean to you today? It's a celebration of the rights and bodily autonomy of those working all of these difficult jobs, blue-collar jobs, the factory jobs, technical jobs, and even office jobs are now protected by these labor unions and protected by the laws that were dedicated and championed by the advocates of the time. It's an important thing to remember that Labor Day isn't just all partying and playing on the lake or having an extra day off because it's a federal holiday. It actually really matters. And that day off from your job is a lot better than a day off from your job because you almost died. So be thankful. For many, Labor Day also marks the end of the season. Summer is coming to a close, back to school is starting, all of the summertime fun is coming to an end, and it's a last hurrah. But next time you're out celebrating, remember, it could have been a lot worse for you. There's a lot to be happy for. This has been Lexus. This has been my channel. And thankfully, I'm done working for the day because no one's going to make me. So have a nice time. Bye.